What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another podcast video, and this is the Monday Night Raw review video. And we're going to be talking about what exactly just went down, like nothing out of the ordinary, like just something very interesting, like to see what to expect next week on Raw. Well, the only thing that's been announced like officially is the Intercontinental Championship match. But yeah, but like still some stuff that we could possibly can predict, like what's going to be happening, like on the road to Bad Blood. And yeah, there's still some I'll say not stalling, but what's that word? I'll say they still what's that what's that like they're still what's that like building and planting those seeds for the World Heavyweight Championship match, even though there's a report going on like on the internet that says that Sammy will indeed face Gunther, but it seems like they're not going to be announcing it until like maybe the go home show, if not next week's Raw. Like that's all I'm going to give right now. But this is where we got Joe Tessitore being the very cool professional journalist right now on Monday Night Raw, like always. Since his arrival a couple weeks ago, they'll welcome in all the wrestlers that were coming inside the building, like it was Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, the Damage Controls, Io Sky and Kairi Sane, Bianca Belair, Jay Cargill, the current women's tag team champion, main event Jay Uso, and then who else did? Oh yeah, and then the Judgment Day with Dirty Dominic Mysterio and his dirty mustache, and then we also got we got CM Punk, that came out of a SUV that was driving off too. And this is where he didn't waste no time. He did directly to gorilla position, and then he just made his entrance as soon as the guy that's like the DJ was playing his music. But CM Punk must have whispered the guy's name to play his song. This is where they started playing it immediately as soon as he got into the ring. This is where they started playing "Look in my eyes, look, do you see the person now?" With Samantha Irving announcing the Chicago-made wrestler, which they were, but they were live in Portland, Oregon to be the exact. And this is where we got CM Punk on the microphone. This is where Birdie Bird. This is where we got This is where we got CM Punk got on the microphone. This is where he cut his promo, which was very smooth. I'm not sure if it was exactly how we expected it to be. Like only just it was still kind of intense at the same time. But yeah, he went on and said. Say hello to everyone. He's like, welcome to Raw. He's like, well, I could be more happier. If CM Punk didn't push me to my limit, of wanting to get some, I want to get revenge on what exactly he did 2 weeks ago. Trey, you come on. Anyways, this is where CM Punk was speaking serious and what's that? I would say stern, but this was like what he said. It was honestly, I've been quite happy because the answer is way more than just more than you think. And that's where fans start cheering like, yeah. And that's where fans start chanting CM Punk. And then also even when he came in the building, even Joe Tessitore was referring to CM Punk as the guy that Drew McIntyre has to fight at Hell in a Cell. Inside of Hell in a Cell at the Bad Blood pay-per-view. And he started saying like, all right, fans, in a count of 3, you're gonna be saying CM Punk with me. And then I was like, what is this? Third grade? And this is where they started chanting CM Punk as soon as he said his name. And yeah. But anyway, that's where CM Punk. But anyway, back to CM Punk's promo. I thought I might point that out, like when he pointed out him when he was heading inside the building. But this is where he's like, yeah, like I did say that when I very first came back here, I did so to make friends, but at the same time I was trying not to make bitter enemies either. and it, and he's like, and I mistakenly made one in the form of a Scottish psychopath, and then and it's like, and I'm about to face this guy inside hell in the cell. Like, and the man is none other than the guy I try to get, try, trying to end my career, and that is Drew McIntyre. And then this is where she looks like, I need to think that this is all order because I touched 4 turnbuckles in Berlin, Germany, and then that wasn't it. And maybe Drew McIntyre thought this was all going to be over, like back 4 weeks before that, like at what's that pay-per-view? SummerSlam. That's what it was, and this where then he then went on and continues it. It is where it's like, but that didn't work, and I thought it was going to be all over the second time, but Drew brought me back to reality and sent me to the hospital. And that was 14 days ago. In train. But this was CM Punk's like, I'm too damn stubborn to stay down. And then this is where fans start cheering because they want their wrestler to, their favorite wrestler to oh yeah, I remember. But anyway, this is where then CM Punk he's like, and that was a fatal mistake, but this is not getting the job done. And then this is where then he adds like that. But now things are just drastically different now. And people can ask me, how many Hell in a Cell matches do you have left in you? And he's like, and most importantly, what he said, he's like, and this is what he's like, and most importantly, how long do you think you're gonna be doing this? He's like, well, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do my best, to do what is best for him and what is best for the WWE universe to end this nightmare that Drew McIntyre basically got him into. This is where he's like, and he even admitted that his little sister said he didn't have to do this match. And this is a very risky contest. And then this is where then, and he even said even his wife AJ didn't even ask him the same thing, not to do this and get yourself out of this match. And then and this is where fans are like as much as we would like to say this, but you need to end. And this nonsense with Drew, and this once and for all, this is the best way to do it. And then CM Punk to point out the conflicted good side on the shoulder, and please, allow me to tell you what exactly why I am definitely gonna be doing this. With him looking up right on the camera when he said this is where we got. Fans started clapping for him and cheering him on. This is where CM Punk then continue on this promo, where the fans started chanting CM Punk. And this is where then he slowly went back on the microphone after 10 seconds of the microphone. And that's where then he said, and I said this before, if you push, I said this before when to Drew before, and I said that if you keep pushing me more and more, you're gonna release the devil in me, and then that's where then CM Punk then add saying and he's and now the devil's here, he's in my heart, that's telling me that's the only way this ends between you and me is in Hell in the Cell, the same heart that Drew McIntyre promised that he's gonna give to stop unbeating, make sure it's gonna stop beating altogether, and then and our fans boo, he's gonna do he may do everything, but he's not gonna stop the heartbeat of you, Punk, never. And that's where then CM Punk's I'm not gonna promise I'm not gonna kill you, for many reasons, most of them being obvious ones, because one, it's a crime, and two, this is wrestling, not no drama show, not some drama series, and then this is where then or drama crime show. That's what I should say. But it's where then And this where the CM Punk was like I'm not gonna be making promises that I'm 100% not gonna be keeping. Uh, or they said it like this. He said he said it like more like we did. He's like, I'm not gonna make a promise that I 100% cannot put myself on. Come on, Birdie Bird. I put myself to deliver to. That's what he said. But it's where then he continues saying but he is gonna promise that he's gonna make him bleed, and he's gonna promise that he's going to have to kill him, to get off for him to get off of him, because he's gonna prepare because he's prepared to die. And I'm like, you're really gonna try to commit a suicide in order to prove your point to Drew? Like, oh, brother. But yeah, we all know this is all just a metaphoric statement that he's making to the Drew. And he's like, and he's also prepared that his heart stopped beating, redundant, but it's a point that he's making. But he's like, but this is where he said, he's already prepared to get it over with, and he already had a great career. And if this is the end, so be it. And what was that like? And then this is where then he continues he prepared to be the end of the era of CM Punk, and it is and if you were prepared to be the end of Drew McIntyre as well, so get if that's the case, I'll be seeing you at hell. And then this is where he dropped the mic, and yeah, this is a very I'll say not terrifying, but the most intense and I'll say, this is the most intense promo I've ever heard CM Punk cut in his career in wrestling. But that's where we got him leaving, and I want to ask you guys who's exactly going to be winning this Hell in a Cell match, and do you think this will be the end of either Drew or Punk? If either of these men lose to the other, or do you think that there's going to be some hope for either of these guys after the match? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But yeah, let's move on. We got Kathy Kelly then asked them questions to Sheamus on his match against Pete Dunne. And then this is where then you ask questions, do you have anything to comment before she goes out there and fight him? This is where he's I taught him way too much, and he really hurt me when it hurts, I'm not talking about where he smashed my hand, or even when he crashed my shoulder across my back, my shillelagh. But I'm talking about the most thing that he took from me that meant the most to me, and that is the achieving my dream, to become the Intercontinental Champion, to finally complete my ultimate Grand Slam championship list or something like that. Okay, excuse me for a moment. Come on, Bird. Come on, join me. Okay, it's SNA assassinators. That's what I was saying. This is where we got Sheamus was like he took the number one thing away from me, and that the most that I treasure the any of my achievements in WWE combined, and that is becoming the number one contender to win the Intercontinental Championship. I I. In order to complete my list of becoming the what's that the Ultimate Grand Slam champion, just like my friend, like but just like my friend did, that's no longer here, but I happened to be his last, being the last guy in this match. That's where then he did say like, but I'm gonna make you my protege. But I'm going to teach my protege a lesson, and I'm gonna beat him in this match, and then finally go back where I was, finish where I started basically. And I was like, protege? Like, don't you mean your former protege? Unless you're planning on making him your protege again. But that's probably not going to be that's probably not going to be happening anytime soon. On the simple fact that that was the primary reason why he betrayed you in the first place. But anyway, that's why we got Sheamus then continue to say yeah, like, and he's coming around here telling everybody in the locker room, don't call him Butch or else with all these meaningless threats. Like, he just hates that name. Like, he actually despises he cannot be called Butch. Like, when you say Butch over and over and over and over and over again, like, he's gonna get a reaction out of it. And that's where fans start chanting Butch. He was like, and that's where they even said over and over again. This where it's like, yeah, exactly. And I can give a reminder to everybody, like, yeah, I'm gonna be calling him my Butch, because I got one question left. Like, Portland, Oregon, and this where he shouted out that, "Are you ready for a banger?" And then that's where then he just went directly right out to the ring. That's where he got ready to take on his former protege. Which it was a really good match. I would give it about, I'll say maybe the third place spot, because there was a couple of matches that were really good on the night. But I'm not gonna get into it until I start talking about that on tonight's recap. But we're gonna be talking about Sheamus and Pete Dunne right here, which it started off with both the Bruiserweight and the Celtic Warrior going on with a normal grapple. But I think Sheamus won the little war, like with him not wasting no time, just want to hit him with the right hand, hit him with the back of his head repeatedly, like about 10 times, until the referee had to get him off of him. Once Pete Dunne was holding on to the rope, like in the middle, this is where like referee's all right, 1, 2, 3, like it's a rope break, but this is where Pete Dunne hits the chop right onto the chest of the Celtic Warrior. This is where Sheamus to go for a swift. Pete Dunne goes for a swift kick right into the left back of the thigh. This is where he tried to go to the left side, but he ends up getting hit with an Irish Curse backbreaker. This is where Sheamus then picks him right up. This is where he hits him with a forearm right to the back. This is where he hits him with a second consecutive elbow to the back. This is where we got the Celtic Warrior then shut out him. He was like, you're no longer Butch. Like, I'll show you, I'll show you that you're no longer Butch. And then this is where then he throws him right into the bottom corner. This is where then he started hitting 10 beats to the barling. But this is where Pete Dunne but this is where he grabbed onto his right arm, like once he was trying to hit, I believe, 10. But this is where he hot shot it right onto the ropes, but him hitting the elbow first of the arm. This is where Sheamus then caught him right in his midsection. This is where he spins him around and hits a Uranagi slam right onto the middle of the ring. This is where he starts stomping on him like beat, starts stomping like repeatedly, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But until Pete Dunne then came in and replaced him right into the corner, hits him with a step up insecurity once he runs right back on the upper right side corner. This is where he goes for a wrist lock. This is where he starts bending it right into the right sideways, like where you do not want to put your hand at, and this is where this is where all the fans were chanting Butch, Butch, Butch all around the arena in Portland, Oregon. This is where he then sends him right to the right side corner. This is where Sheamus trying to take a breather, I believe. This is where we got Pete Dunne's like, all right, like, I'm getting bored already. This is where he tried to go for a crossbody, but this is where he hits him right onto the right side. Is where Pete Dunne then went right up on the steel steps. This is where he tried to stomp right onto the left hand of the Celtic Warrior. This is where he's like, oh, this is your favorite guy. That's where he tried. That's where they try to stomp on it, but luckily Sheamus pulled it away and hits a right hand right into the midsection. That's where then he picks him up right on the shoulders. He hits an Alabama slam, I believe, right on to what's his name? To Pete Dunne, hit him back first right onto Alan the announce table. That's where he's like, fella! And then that's where he's like, and then he's like, yeah, like that was pretty difficult, like, but I managed to knock you over, like Butch, like, and yeah, I just called you Butch, like, because you still are my Butch, like, and I was like, if this word if this word was replaced, well, at least the U part was replaced with an I, we would all know what that means. But yeah, luckily he didn't say that. Well, at least not yet. We're just gonna have to wait and see, like during this match. But this is where we got Sheamus then goes up right up on the puts Pete Dunne right on the top rope. This is where he was trying to go for white noise right off the avalanche white noise. That's what it's called. But it's where then Pete Dunne trying to counter elbow strike punch, trying to go for a sunset flip. But this is where then Sheamus was trying to hang on to the rope, but Pete Dunne manages to get him right onto his shoulder, hits the power bomb right into the middle of the ring. This is where he goes for a pin, but it's where the Celtic Warrior get the shoulders up at 2.7. That's where Pete Dunne was like, he didn't really not just kick out of that, but this is where Pete Dunne's like, no matter, like I got an idea. That's where then he That's where then he hits a forearm strike. That's where Sheamus is like, go over there right into the corner. Like, why are you just standing there looking at me like that? Like, stop it. Like, you're creeping me out. And then Pete Dunne's like, no. And he hits a forearm strike right to his face. And he started weighing out some forearms when he was right on top of him. That's where he goes for a right foot stomp. This is where then Pete Dunne stepped right back and he went to the upper right side. That's where Pete Dunne was like, all right, like I got him brutalized. Like, now I need to do now is to see how I'm gonna finish him off with the bitter end. Is where he's like, you know what, why I need to waste no time? Like, the whole point is to have this match is to beat him with enough time that I have right tonight. Is where he starts shouting him. He was like you'll never call me Butch, or I'm gonna punish you triple more times than I'm about to do to you. It's a shame. It's like, oh, is that a threat, fella? And then when he tried to go for a clothesline, he blocked it with his underarm. That's where we got Pete Dunne trying to keep the head button to free himself from Sheamus's grasp right onto Sheamus's chest. Is where Sheamus is like, you. And that's where then he's like, you know what? You're no longer Butch. Like, you're mine. And that's where then he said biscuit, iced tea, chicken, hotcakes. Like, well, he didn't say it like that, but he said the words that stands for that. Like, and y'all know the rest, which Wade Barrett hilariously said, like, he mispronounced it, and I was dying with laughing. Where Joe Tessitore was, was the first one to point it out. That, like, did you hear what Sheamus just said? Well, right after Sheamus clotheslined him, and he went for another clothesline. That's where then Wade Barrett then hilariously came up with a pun with that word by saying payback is a butch rather than saying it with an I. That's where then we got Sheamus then going for a power slam right after clothesline him right to the upper right corner side, turnbuckle corner. This is where then we got Sheamus went up on the top rope. This is where it looked like he's about to hit a flying knee because he just took off his knee pad and he exposed his right knee. That's where he jumps and hits the knee right into the head onto Pete Dunne. He was successful of doing that to the bruiserweight. Like, Sheamus tried to go for a pin, but that's where Pete Dunne kicks out. Like, I was like, wow, like, how did he kick out of that? Even though that's not his signature nor his finisher, but like that, that should have been like at least 2.999 being the bare minimum. But yeah, but it was only 2.7 like that he kicked out of, even though that's so close. But still, like, that shouldn't have been like a count that was so soon than expected it to be. But it's where Sheamus then try to go for the Celtic cross, I believe that's what it's called, Celtic bomb cross, or was that the Celtic bomb? I guess you could say, like I'll say the crucifix bomb, that's what it's called. But Pete Dunne counter out of it, hit a step up into gear, followed up with a pump boot when he was on his knees. This is where we got Pete Dunne and going up right up on the top rope in the upper right corner side. This is where Sheamus hit a European uppercut out of nowhere. This is where Sheamus then try to take advantage of trying to go for the Avalanche Green Bay plunge, or it's actually the rolling fireman's carry, like with him rolling forward, like with him right on his shoulders. But this is where Pete Dunne then intercepted and start biting him right in the hand. This is where then Sheamus is like, "Oh no, you don't, like you little wild weasel that's possibly infested with rabies." And then this is where then he power slammed him right in the middle of the ring, and then that's where we got the Celtic Warrior then try to go for a pin. But this is where the fans did not care. Like if Pete Dunne kicked out of it, they were counting all the way to 3. But this is where like the referee was almost at 3, however, and Pete Dunne got the shoulders up at 2.999. I was like, wow, like ruled out. Like he barely kicked out of that, but not like when that running knee to the head. Like how bizarre Pete Dunne could be. But this is where then. It is where then we got Pete Dunne trying to bend his fingers once Sheamus tried to go for 10 beats to the bro. But this is where somehow Sheamus got him right up in the air. But I believe he used his fingers as a gets where he got the guarantee. This is where we got Pete Dunne was down like right to the right corner side onto the in the right corner onto the what's that called, the apron. But this is where Sheamus tried to drag him right back in the ring. But this is where like Pete Dunne was reaching for the shillelagh. This is where he successfully got. But before he tried to use it, like he kicked Sheamus right in the face. But once he tried to swing it, Sheamus hits this very impressive and brutal brogue knee that I've ever seen him do by going for the bicycle boot, the bicycle bang, I should say, right? Pump knee, I think that's what it's called actually. That's where then Sheamus is like, I finally got down, but like I got my shillelagh right here, and this is what I've been wanting to do ever since he attacked me with my own weapon that I'm the one that like. Like what's that the like what he's like I want to use this like for him using it on me for the last few weeks, and this is where he tried to swing it, but this is where the referee pulled it out of his hands, dude. And this is where Sheamus is like how come, Mike, like what are you doing, like are you crazy? And this is where the referee like, no, are you crazy, because like you're about to use a weapon and you're gonna cause yourself to lose this match by DQ just because you want to because vengeance is on your mind. This is where Sheamus is like, yeah, but like I get it's my decision. I'm choosing to do this. So like let me do what I do. And this is where that's where they got Sheamus then turned around. Is like, oh goodness gracious, and this is where he gets whacked right into the this 2x4 that Pete Dunne grabbed underneath the ring and hit it right into Sheamus's left corner. And that's where he was holding on to it. Sheamus is like, you only got a win from me, like, and you only tied with me, like, in one win apiece. Like I want to get get one more match to put this match to bed. Like whether if it's gonna be on the upcoming Monday Night Raw, like the go home show, or Bad Blood, or even at the premium live event itself, even if it's on the kickoffs. Like I just think that they should have one more match, like like in the next couple of weeks, like whether if it's the go home or the day of the premium live event. Just let me know down in the comments down below. But this is where we got what's their name? Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley then went backstage. But this is where they ran into Jey Uso while they were having a little discussion. This is where he's like, oh hey, what up, Usos? And he was like, yeet. And this is where then he gave a fist bump to Damian Priest. He was like, we're doing good. And this is where he's like. And that's where the Jey Uso was like I heard that you have a match with Dirty Dominic later on tonight, maybe. Like, and he was like, and if you like, and he said, like, and I know how you get down, like, but like, and I know you can take care of all by myself, but in case if you get outnumbered, like, I have your back. And then it's where, and it's like, and I promise you, I'll have that my eyes on that match too as well. And that's where the Damian Priest is like, all right, for sure. And then Xavier Woods came and he was like, oh, what up, Ooze? Like, how's it going? And this where then Xavier Woods like doing you, and this where Xavier Woods oh, it's like it's getting better. And it was and like now that we all have a common enemy of the Judgment Day, like even though like we don't really see eye to eye in the past, like like an understatement of the century, but we do have beef with the Judgment Day, but you have your match in the main event, Priest, against Dirty Dom. Like me and my partner Kofi are gonna have a match against JD and your now arch rival that cost you your championship. Not trying to bring that up, but it's true. Finn Balor, and this is where it is and then this is gonna be our 13th reign in the WWE Tag Team. Like you're the World Heavyweight Champion, and it's like you were the World Heavyweight Champion. Like you wanted to prove everybody that you belong in the main event in the main event picture, and you want to do this all alone. And you can prove to everybody that you still got what it takes. And that's all I ask. Y'all just stay back here, and I'll handle the Judgment Day for myself, which now probably a big mistake because there was some outside interference. That's all I'm gonna say about this. But this is where Damian Priest was like, yeah, sure, I can respect that Woods, but do us all a favor, and that is whoop their asses and take those world tag team titles away from them. And then this is where Xavier Woods like, yeah, will do. And this would. and then this where it's like, and you do the same. You do the same with Dom tonight, and this is where he gives a handshake to Jey Uso. That's where Jey Uso then was just doing the yeet wave. I'm saying bye bye to Rhea Ripley. That's where Rhea Ripley hilariously did a little yeet wave right back, and then this is where Damian Priest is like, what the heck is that all about? While cracking up, and let me know in the comment section right down below if there really is some kind of. If there is some kind of I'll say some in kayfabe love connection between the main event Yeet Man and the Eradicator. Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But this way to show the replay of Dirty Dominic Mysterio costing Rhea Ripley the World Championship and betraying her by giving a very surprising kiss to Liv Morgan, and showing her that he was all in this plan for Liv Morgan in this whole very time. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's move on and talk about. Let's see. It was Natalya. That's who it was. Natalya taking on what's her name? Zoe Stark. This was not much of a highlighted, but at the same time, it still was a really good match. I bet if you watched, even if you watched this match, even though this is like the first time I saw Natty and Zoe been in the match one-on-one for the first time, I'll say if you watched this like a million times in every week in a row, I don't think you would get bored about this because it's better to have them in the ring and not have them in the ring at all. But yeah, this is where we got the match started. Zoe Stark and her have been trying to grapple with Natalya, with her winning because she was the quickest. This is where she pushed her right to the right side. This is where she had to let go because the referee tried to give her a little warning to let go or else she would get DQ. But this is where she pushed her out of frustration. Natalya was like, I was trying to give you a chance to get the easy early head start, but it looks like I'm going to have to teach you a lesson about respect and patience. And then this is where then she tried to do that by going for a headlock. But this is where Zoe Stark tried to attack her right to the upper left side when she Irish whipped her right into the corner. But this is where Natalya did a leap dodge right onto Zoe Stark. As soon as she came right to the corner, this is where she went right to the right side. This is where we got, what's her name, Zoe Stark go for a sliding duck. This is where she tried to go for her arm drag, but this is where Natalya countered and threw her right to the left corner side. Zoe Stark tried to go But this is where, yeah, this is where she try out smarter. But this is where Zoe Stark trying to go for a clothesline. But this is where she does. She goes for like a roller right down on the ground, trying to go for a pinfall. But this is where she only got like a 2.1 count, if I'm not mistaken. This is where then we got Natalia then uh going for the sharpshooter. But this is where we got Zoe Stark managing to slide into the right side and gets the arms onto the, I mean, get arms, the hands into the ropes. Like this is where then Sonya Deville had give her a reminder, like her hands are on the ropes, like hello, can you see it? You've been put eyeballs on your face for a reason to see exactly what's in front of you. And this where the referee's like, yeah, she's right, her hands on the rope, so you got to let go. This is where she had no choice but to do so. But this is where when she got up right on the ropes, is where we got Zoe Stark to hit the step up in Sigiri right into the head onto the Natalia. Like, but she tried to bring her right back in the ring, but that plan was unsuccessful for the Queen of Hearts. But this is where we got the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion hit a springboard dropkick right onto Natalia, right into the left side. And then this one, she was like, I dropped her on her head by screaming it right to the right side of the fans. And I was like, yeah, she definitely did. Like, I take that away from her, even though she's teaming with a faction that has a very horrendous name. But I was like, it's not the name, like it's the talent that's what is good and bad. But yeah, like it's like the old saying, don't judge a book by its cover. It's what's inside that counts. But yeah. That's where we got Zoe Stark was in offense and control. This is where until Natalia somehow intercepted and countered her. This is where but this is where once she got in the offense position, she tried to Irish whip right to the bottom right corner side, but she gets countered by Zoe. This is where she moved out of the way. This is where Zoe hits face first right onto the turnbuckle. This is where after Natalia countered. Hey, there we go. Zoe Stark doing what she did last week when they were in Calgary, Alberta, Canada to her, like with her dipping her right into the ropes. This is where didn't she put her in the middle of the ring? But this is where Zoe Stark learned from last week, and she was like, "No, you're not gonna do it this week." And this is where she put her up. This is where did she try to go for a strike? But this is where Natalia counters and try to go for Natty by Nature, but this is where she called her right into her shoulders. This is where she hits the Dream Bow Driver, still have her up and sitting down in the snapmare position. When Natalia manages to get the shoulder up at 2.7, if I'm not mistaken. This is where Zoe Stark was like, come on. And it is where she started repeatedly hitting the forearm and the forearm and the forearm. And Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville's like, no, don't lose your hope. Like, keep fighting her until you finally get a victory out of her. This is where she tried to hit the Z360, but this is where Natalia intercepted. This is where then she tripped her right over. This is where she didn't go for the sharpshooter. Yeah, she went for the sharp, but that's where she couldn't manage to do that. So she was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna go for a rolling flip pin. But this is where she gets flipped right over into a try to go for a pin herself, like flipping right over into the left. But this is where she only got a 2 even count, but Natalia flipped right up and go for a pin of herself. This is where she almost got a 3, but this is where she only got like a 2.5. But this is where we got Natalia then try to go for a sharpshooter, but Zoe Stark flipped right over into a wheelbarrow roller. She almost got a 3, but Natalia flipped right into like a schoolgirl, which Joe Testator accidentally called a schoolboy. Well, I wouldn't say he accidentally said what he meant, but what he meant to say was a schoolgirl, considering these are women's wrestlers that are fighting and not men wrestlers. But yeah, she got the schoolgirl victory with the most devastating move in all of pro wrestling, the surprise roll-up. Winner of this match, Natalia. This is where Zoe Stark was very frustrated. Natalia won by hitting the maneuver. This is where she started going going on a rampage was like she did not literally just beat me. Like it just cannot be real. And this is where the Lyra Valkyrie and Zelina Vega's like, oh, it's real, darling. And then this is where they did a double arm raise to both Natty's arms, respectively, with Lyra on the right, and then and Zelina on the left side. This is where Natalia just started high fiving all the fans in attendance in the front row. It was like yeah. Like you did it, and this is where then she then sign an autograph to one of the fans. This is where then we got Natalia then continue did a redo of a hand raising moment. Like this is where we got Kathy Kelly then was in a backstage interview with Rhea Ripley afterwards. And let me know, but before I get into that, let me know in the comment section right down below what was your thoughts with Natalia versus Zoe Stark. I'll say I'm not sure about the ending. It was a little too random, but it was nothing bad. So I'll say this was pretty decent, and I'll say this deserves I'll say a fifth place spot in the best match of the night. But that's where then we got. This is where then we got Kathy Kelly and ask Rhea Ripley how her knee feels, and I was like, "What kind of question is that?" But this is where the Rhea Ripley was about to answer because she'll because she's very cool with Kathy. Like if you have in case if y'all aren't aware, on social media. But yeah, but Finn Balor then try to speak for her, saying let me gladly answer that to you, Kathy. Yeah, hey Rhea, I've been meaning to catch for you for a little while now. But whatever you have whatever you have with Damien, Damien, it's not good news. And if you haven't noticed yet, but me and Damien been going back and forth lately. And this is where he's like, and then he's like, and this is where Rhea Ripley's like, yeah, you have a chance, Finn. Now you have that chance. This is where Finn Balor's like, well, here's goes, then, Rhea. It really feels like that you are just and this looks like he's about to say something that's convincing, that's trying to put words onto Rhea's head, but he just double battered onto Ripley more than he would do with Damian Priest. He said, you're just as worse than Damian. And I was like, wow, calm down, Finn. Where did that came from? And this is where then Rhea Ripley's like, oh, is that so? And this is where then Finn Balor was like you just said that that we are a family here. You act like that we care, but in reality, the only thing that you care about was yourself and that championship. He's and I'm getting sick and tired of you blaming me for everything that has been going on with the Judgment Day. You and Damien are the reason why I wasn't world champion last year. You and Damien are the reason that neither of you are even world champion now. And I was like Finn, are you really gonna blame your former stablemates that were your teammates at the time? The reason why you're not the world heavyweight champion. There was times that they didn't even interfere, that you still lost to the then current world champion Seth Rollins when he was the world champion at the time, of course. But this is where then we got Finn Balor continues you and Damien for the reason of everything that happened to me for the last 3 weeks of the Judgment Day. It's their Rhea Ripley's okay, no, but what we're not going to be doing here, that's going to be laboring on my face, and trying to retry, to try to retry to rewrite history and to hide his little ego, because we were a family, but all I ever did, that I try to make opportunity for all of us and try. And then I can try to break you and Damian Priest up for fighting every single week. That's why y'all were such a successful tag team champion, because I love my family. Because I gotta try to make a family, because mine is my actual one so far away, still down in Australia. Again, and now you're labeling me and Damien as the bad guys in your little fictional story. Then so be it. At Bad Blood, you and Liv, and Dom and the rest of you, the other two lamos that are trying to join the Judgment Day when me and Damien were still there, of those two bozos, are gonna be seeing how bad we could truly be. That's what I feel about. Like, okay, I like to see when I did like, but there's one more thing I gotta tell you to you, Rhea. Like, he's like, and you're gonna be hearing this from me. Like, you know what Liv like, what putting the moves on Dom, and Dom was trying to resist at the time. Like, like I was the devil on Dom's shoulder of telling him to go and do it. And yeah, I was like, you're really gonna confess that you were the mastermind behind this, which it's kind of very obvious because considering on the fact that you were coming out of the same car as Liv Morgan was, and then you immediately tuck in the key card in your pocket once it was not noticeable no more on the table, like with Dirty Dominic Mysterio's like e-car. But yeah, I was and you're really gonna bring this, even though this is the perfect time to do it, but at the same time, I'm not sure it was very needed. But anyway, this is where Finn Balor then continue went on and on about it, saying like I was the one that did, like I'm the one that told him that the secretly start dating Liv Morgan and then and dump you when he had a chance to when the time is right. And this is where they start giving each other the very angry mugging stare. And this is where the main event Jey Uso then back up Rhea and say like, "Do we have a problem here, Us?" And then this is where the fans start cheering like, "Yay, yay, yay!" And then this is where start chanting. They literally was chanting it like that while clap. This is where the Finn Balor was like, "No problem here. Like there's just two friends that's catching up some catching up to long time." He's like, and if I was you, Oos or Yeet or whatever you want to call, whatever you want me to call you, like I'll be worried about the Intercontinental Championship match you're going to be having in the next 7 days or something like that. And then this is where then he walked out of the hallway. This is where then Rhea Ripley thanked Jey Uso to having her back in case if Finn Balor went ballistic on her. Well, I'm not sure if he would though, like because he's too wussy out, like to do anything to Rhea because when Rhea was on fire and was on attack mode, he was start running out of the ring along with Dom and Liv Morgan. And then this is another thing that they show that we could potentially see like some kind of a couple storyline between her and the Yeet Man, with something that Rikishi probably would not be tolerating, like if Jay was still living in his house. But but back to the seriousness on what happened on the backstage segment. That's where then Rhea Ripley was like, seriously though, like you need to worry about being Intercontinental Champion, and this where then Jey Uso don't worry about it, Rhea. Like as a matter of fact, like I'm about to head out to the ring right now, and that's exactly what he did. He called out the current Intercontinental Champion himself, Braun Breaker. But let me know down in the comments below about this tease of the event, we could potentially see like some kind of a mixed tag match with Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley versus Finn Balor and Liv Morgan or something like that, or maybe even Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan, considering they're on-screen couples already. But do you think that Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley going to be an on-screen couple? They're showing the teases, but it's easy said than done. So I'm not sure. We're just gonna have to see more teases onto this matter. But let me know down in the comment section right down below, what your take on this. Just don't tell Rikishi about this, or he's gonna rant about it on his podcast. But I'm not. But let's hope that the master of the stink face does not see this, or else whoever thinks that it's a good idea that his son should that his son should for crying out loud, we're